What is going on, everyone? So in this week's video, a couple sort of updates and stuff, as well as announcing the winner of the box set giveaway from 2 weeks ago. And the box set giveaway was made possible by a viewer named Darren, who basically purchased a box set for another viewer of this content. And his only real requirement was that it go to a person who has not already purchased a box set. And there is a simple form you go to, fill out, and one of the questions on the form is, what will you do to pay it forward to someone else if you win? And there were 142 entries, and so I do have a winner, and I chose via just selecting a random number. So it was a number between 1 and 142. The number ended up being 95, so I went to the corresponding email, the 95th email I received, and that will be the winner. And I'll get to that in just a second, but I do want to mention also, if any of you guys are interested in purchasing one of the box sets, I absolutely do appreciate it. That's one of the things that really helps me to do what I do here. It allows me to go on these trips and helps me pay the bills and everything. But I also think it's a pretty awesome setup because you get 12 prints for a pretty reasonable price. It's all my favorite work from 2018. So just so you guys will see what the box set is, if you didn't check it out already on my website. This is what it looks like from the outside. Actually, I hand glue all of these sleeves here. Archival box, really sturdy box. And then the prints themselves. You have this title sheet. This one's not signed yet, but they'll be signed right on the cover there. And then beneath that, you'll see this vellum sheet that has sort of the story of the winter trip, all the information down there below. And then that will be followed by all the various photos from the trip. And these are all printed on a really nice paper from Hahnemühle. And then you'll see there's the spring trip. So there's kind of three batches of prints in there from the winter trip, the spring trip, and then the fall trip. And so I have about 50 or so of the box sets left. So if anyone is interested in purchasing those, I really would appreciate it because it allows me to do what I do here. So back to choosing the random winner. So number 95, the 95th person to enter to win, his name is Lance Stevens. So Lance said that he recently upgraded his camera equipment and has some older camera kits sitting around, which is actually really, really good stuff. So in the day that it came out, it was kind of like top of the line stuff. And he says that he was going to pass along that equipment to a budding photographer, along with some in-the-field instructions on really how to use it and everything else kind of along those lines. So I can only imagine how much of a difference that would make to the photographer that he passes it along to, because stuff like that, I mean, it does make a really big difference and can have a sort of lasting impact for the rest of one's life. So that's pretty awesome, Lance. Congratulations, and I will reach out to you pretty soon. I'll give you a chance to see it in this video, but then after that, I'll kind of reach out to you. I read through every single entry that you guys did, and I also decided to choose one additional winner. So this is just based on reading all the entries, just try to find one that kind of stood out to me for one reason or another. And so the second entry that I chose is James Hersela. So James was a New York City police officer for 20 years. And during that time, he was a 9/11 first responder, which is pretty, I mean, I can't even imagine what that really was like. I was just in college at the time, but he said that in the time since then, he's seen the impact of 9/11 related cancer with family, well, not family, but probably family, you know, with coworkers, with friends, which are probably a lot like family at that point, and how horrible these cancers can be. And he says that he was going to donate to cancer research to hopefully make it so that wasn't going to be a problem at some point later down the line if we could eventually get all this figured out. So also want to give James one of the box sets as well, and I think that's pretty good thing to pay it forward to go towards cancer research. Another thing too, I recently got back from a backpacking trip to Utah, and it wasn't a good trip. There'll be a good story behind it, and I don't even know if the pictures turned out pretty decent. They're actually still at the lab right now, so hopefully I'll be able to pick those up maybe maybe today or tomorrow, to see if there's actually anything to sort of come from the trip. But it was a pretty crazy trip, and I will be sort of sharing the story about that trip once I get back, or once I finish with the Redwoods videos. And on the topic of the Redwoods videos, episode 3, which comes out this coming Saturday, that is by far my favorite video from the entire series. And I think you'll see why when you see the video. It's both from a photographic standpoint as well as from a video standpoint. It was just a really awesome day. So hopefully the buildup of day 1, day 2 to day 3 will be worthwhile. But I think you guys will really, really enjoy that. But I do want to thank everyone for watching, and we'll see you around next week.